Hey, what is up guys? So welcome to another episode of ReaperCast. This is another round of news, and speaking of another round, we actually have here another round of ice barriers. Definitely very interesting, and if you guys are actually confused, don't be, because I didn't actually go over the first round of ice barrier cards, just because it's news that came out a little while back ago, so because of that I didn't really want to go over it, simply because it was a bit too old. However, this one might be more towards the recent side of things, so I thought it was still worth taking a look at. And that being said, I'm also very excited for the structure deck to come out, but the first one here is called, let's see, what's this one? General Wayne of the Ice Barrier. So apparently it's X-Saber Wayne that's been mixed into ice barriers, so definitely really cool. It's a water warrior effect monster, level 5, 2100 attack and 400 defense. First and second effects can only be used once per turn. First effect, if your opponent controls a monster and you control an ice barrier monster, you could special summon this card from your hand. Definitely very nice. Second effect, if this card is summoned in any way, you could add an ice barrier spell trap from your deck to your hand. Very nice, so also a searcher. And third effect, any spell trap sent from the field to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead. So it's not a overly overpowered card, but at the same time it's also definitely something that ice barriers needed. It's a searcher, it's an easy summon to allow for link summoning plays. Definitely something that ice barriers could use to catch up. And the second new card we have, which is actually also the final one, is called the Calm After the Ice Barrier Storm. It's a normal spell card, and the first and second effects can only be used once per turn. So first effect, you could tribute any number of ice barrier monsters, special summon the same number of level 4 or lower ice barriers with different names from each other from your deck. So definitely okay, because I guess you're recycling in some sort of way, and the ones that can revive from the graveyard, or if you have any means of reviving those from the graveyard, then it definitely gives you more options to go forward with link climbing or just extending your plays in any way. Second effect, during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you could banish this card from your graveyard, then target one ice barrier monster that was banished or in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So again, the second effect is definitely a great way to recycle what you just did from your first effect. However, with the rest of the cards in the structure deck, I suppose, we have reprints for Pyro of the Ice Barrier, we have General Raiho, General Gantala, which is one of the key cards of the deck, of course. We have General Grunard, we have Magic Triangle of the Ice Barrier, we have Medallion, which is obviously our searcher, we have Mirror of the Ice Barrier, we have Bryonic, we have Gungnir, and we even got a reprint here of Trishula, so definitely really awesome. Can't wait for this. That pretty much means that we don't actually have to buy all the old cards, because at least they're getting reprinted in the structure deck. So again, one of the structure decks that I'm really excited for alongside the Charmer structure deck, so really awesome. Moving on, we have some other new cards that have been revealed. So the first card here we're just going to go over right away is called Nephshado Genius. Awesome to see that we're getting more Shaddoll support. Earth Machine Flip Effect monster, 1800 attack, 1000 defense, and it's a level 4. So you can only use one of this card's names first or second effects per turn, and only once that turn. First effect, Flip. You could target one Shaddoll monster you control. This turn, it is unaffected by monster effects while face up on the field except its own. Not too bad, but not amazing either. Second effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you could target one effect monster on the field. It cannot activate its effects on the field for the rest of this turn. Definitely very nice, pretty much allowing you to lock out one of your opponent's cards. Unfortunately, it is a targeting effect, so I don't know if this card's going to be very common in the deck at all, but I guess we'll just have to see what happens. Moving on, we have here Hell Shaddoll Void, 5 Fiend Flip Effect monster, level 9, 2900 attack and defense, so definitely a really awesome card here, a new potential boss monster. First and second effects can only be used once per turn, and once that turn. So the first one is a flip effect, of course. You could target one face-up monster your opponent controls, send a Shaddolls monster with the same attribute from your graveyard, from the extra deck to the graveyard, and if you do, banish that target. Wow, that's very, very nice. I like that effect. And second effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can send cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard equal to the number of different original attributes on the field. And seeing that Shaddolls obviously have now increased their number of different attributes in their deck, it seems very viable for this card to actually work. It just also depends on how this particular format will go, and given that the Charmer structure deck is right around the corner, it might seem to be quite a viable option because there's going to be lots of attributes on the field. Moving on, here we have a Galaxy Eyes Cipher X Dragon, very awesome card. Light Dragon XC's effect monster. It's a rank 10, has 4,000 attack, 3,000 defense, 2 level 10 monsters, so definitely a very big boss monster. Once per turn, you could also XC summon this card by using a Cipher Dragon monster you control as material, so definitely very nice. It already seems incredibly easy to go into, so yeah, I like it. Genericism. You can detach 2 materials from this card. Your opponent cannot target light monsters you control with this card's effects until the end of their turn, so not too bad at all, but not amazing. Once per turn, however, during your standby phase, you get to return 1 level 9 or lower Dragon XC's monster from your graveyard to the extra deck and special summon that monster from your extra deck by using this card you control as material. Wow, that's amazing. I mean, allowing you to pretty much bring back, like I said, another Cipher Dragon from your graveyard, or just any Dragon XC's monster. So this could work very well in Dragon Links if you want to make that possible. You could play this in pure Photons or pure Galaxies. Again, you could also do this in Cipher decks, though it's a pretty casual deck. Otherwise, any generic deck that can just go into this would be quite amazing. But as you can see, it does require, or rather an easy way to get into him or summon him out is to have a Cipher Dragon XC's monster. So that pretty much means that Galaxy Eyes Cipher Dragon might go up in price right now. So definitely be sure to pick those up before it rises in price. Moving on, we have Lavals Archer Fire Pyro effect monster, level 4, 1000 attack and 200 defense. Second effect can only be used once per turn, so if this card is normal summon, you could activate this effect. During the main phase this turn, you can normal summon 1 Lavals monster in addition to your normal summon. Very nice to help extend. However, the second effect, if this card is in your graveyard, you could target 1 fire monster you control. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except fire monsters. Also destroy that target, and if you do, special summon this card in defense but banish it when it leaves the field. Definitely great extender here, both first and second effects. And what I also like about this card is that it's just so typical of a Lavals card. Hopefully maybe Lavals Quasar can actually come back, because I would like to see more synchros come back, but seeing that the recent ban list completely hit Jet Synchron and also hit Mecha Phantom Beast Lion, it's just really, I don't know, how should we say here, it's not looking good for synchro decks, that's for sure. The final card we're talking about here is Lavals Salamander Fire Dragon Synchro Effect Monster, level 7, 2600 attack and 200 defense. Love the artwork, looks really amazing, requires 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner fire monster. You can only use this first effect once per turn, so if this card is synchro summon, you can draw 2 cards, then send 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard, including at least 1 fire monster, but that's no big deal if you're playing a Lavals deck. Or, if you do not have any fire monsters in your hand, reveal your entire hand and shuffle it into the deck. Wow, that is amazing. I mean, that's Magical Mallet, just off a monster, so that's really amazing, and it's kind of like a hand destruction as well, but keep in mind, these kinds of effects really benefit Lavals decks. Second effect, once per turn you can banish one fire monster from your graveyard, change face-up monsters your opponent controls to face-down defense up to the number of Laval monsters you control. So definitely a great way. It's non-targeting of course, and it's a great way to just deal with your opponent's monsters that might have abilities to negate your effects. So yeah, definitely very nice indeed. However, that pretty much ends it for this particular video for today, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like this video and also subscribe if you still haven't, and also share it with anyone who might be interested in all these as well. I mean, I love that all these old decks are actually getting support again. It just makes the game all the more fun, all the more invigorating, and I kind of start to understand why Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s became a thing now. It's a separate rush format, but at the same time, the game itself, the current game itself, doesn't actually require new archetypes. We just need to simply give support for older archetypes again, and we could just, I don't know, bring back old memories, have a bit of nostalgia, and at the same time keep things fresh all the time, without actually ditching off old decks. So definitely a good move on Konami's part, so yeah, well done on that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today, so hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.